So I hope you can all see my screen. Can we?
Yes, sir, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, well, during the course of the presentation, you may have questions. You may have some things to talk about. Just leave your questions, write them down as I present, and then we can take them later. So this evening we are going to discuss this. It will not be, it's not a discussion. I'm not teaching you. It's not a lecture, sorry. I'm not teaching you. We'll be discussing. I want to get your perspective and you get my own. There are two things here: becoming a data scientist and developing a research career. What is the path like? What are the tools that you need? What are the skill set that you need? Of course, we all know that data science has data is everywhere. So everywhere you go now, the WhatsApp that you are using, the social media posts that you make every day, the comments that you make online, even the word I'm speaking to you now is data. The work that you do, every area of our life, data has saturated it. So in the past 5-10 years, there is this increase, very, very astronomical increase in amount of data that the world is producing. For every website you go to, for every app that you open, for every app that you use, for every digital thing that you do, it leaves a digital footprint. You wouldn't know, but data is being collected every day. So it came to a point that we had a lot of data. So we didn't have people that were able or have the skill set to manage, people that are able to actually make sense of all of it. So that is why in the last 5, 7, 10 years, you will notice that the need for data scientists, data analysts has significantly improved everywhere in all the areas of life. So who is a data scientist? Let's delve into this. What we do, or if you want to become one, what you'll be doing is that you'll be collecting, you'll be analyzing, and you'll be interpreting data. Please, I want you to note these 3 keywords. You collect, you analyze, and you interpret. These are different data jobs. There are people that just do only collection. There are people that do only analysis. There are people that interpret. But you will be very, very proficient if you know how to do the 3. So a data scientist is someone that uses a variety of both statistical and machine learning techniques to extract meaning from data, and they communicate their findings to stakeholders in a clear and concise way. Now, imagine Facebook, imagine Google, imagine Amazon, imagine all the big tech companies that you hear, imagine WHO, imagine all the health establishments, teaching hospitals. They have a database system. So imagine all the patients that come there every day in a period of 10 years. So what are we going to do with all those data that we generate? That is your job as a data scientist. The data scientist can be found in different industries. You can be found in the healthcare, where you analyze patient records. You can be found in a retail company. You can be found in Jumia. You can be found anywhere. Well, fortunately, is that it is the same tools that we use across board. It is the same tools that we use across board. So, why do you want, or why will one desire to become a data scientist? Why? There are so many reasons why you need to pursue a career here. It is an industry that can be immensely rewarding. I am being honest with you. I will show you the average pay of a data scientist, providing an intellectually challenging and stimulating environment. So one of the things that we do is that every day you improve. You can never come to that point you say that you are now good. Well, you can be good, but there is need for improvement because the data tools come out every day. and you need to always man them. So if you are the type that is intellectually curious, you want to do things with your brain, you want to answer, solve the problems of people, and you have an analytical mind, you love numbers, you love trends, you love counting, and you love working with data and technology. You're an IT inclined person, so you can take this route. Okay. Now, if you're still not convinced about becoming a data scientist, now let me make the distinction. There is a difference between a data scientist and a data analyst. If you want to start your data career, you start as a data analyst so that you don't struggle. Every data scientist was once a data analyst before. A data analyst is someone that just interprets and analyzes data using basic tools. He may not do a lot of modeling and prediction, and he may not dabble into machine learning and a whole lot of other advanced things. Bulk of the 80% of the data requirements and data jobs that fly around are just data analyst job. But the data scientist is somebody that uses machine learning models and artificial intelligence to predict outcomes. Sometimes, let me give you a popular example. There is this chatbot that came out called ChatGPT that people used to do assignments, people use it to code, people use it to do a lot of things. It was data scientists that developed it. So that is majorly their job. So if you are not still convinced on why you should think about this career, if you are looking for an IT career to specialize in, there are so many things in there are so many IT specialties, but data science is ranked between number 2 and number 3 globally. So the median salary of a data scientist, the median means what you can take as a data as an entry position is $102,000, sorry. That's using the US pay rating. So if you're into data science, you can be in technology, you can be in healthcare, you can be in finance, you can be working in a bank, you can be in retail, you can be in manufacturing. According to the, I had to pull up this. According to the US payment system last year, an average data scientist earns between this and this. So if you are at the entry level, you earn $72,000 per year, and that's when you get, these jobs can be very remote, so you may not even need to, you travel, you can get it from Nigeria here. $72,000 means you are being paid $6,000 per month, as minus your tax and everything. That's the lowest you can be paid. For those, it depends on your level of expertise and your work history and what's your level of experience. For those with the necessary talent and interest, it's a place you want to be, even though there is always competition and there is also always a constant need to develop. So what qualifies you to be a data scientist? Must you go and study data science in the university? No. Will you go and do statistics in school? No. Will you go and do engineering? No. Now, employers generally like to see some academic credentials to ensure that you know how to tackle a data science job, even though this is not always required. Let me tell you the truth. I've not, there is no interview I've gone to, and they asked me what I studied in school. The questions are always, what skill do you have? What data have you worked on before? What's your level of experience? What projects have you done? Let us see what you have done. That's what you'll be asked. So a bachelor's degree can help. Just if you have a bachelor's degree in anything, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a medical person, whatever it is that you studied. The only difference is that the difference between me and you is that the data that I analyze will be different from yours. You can be in the manufacturing, in the banking sector, analyzing accounting or banking data. I will be in the medical field, analyzing medical data. That's just the domain knowledge is the difference. But the tools and the requirements are the same across board. So if you did data science, you did statistics in school, you did computer science, you may have a little leverage, just a little. Because So some of the concepts you may have understood it. I said may, not will. I see a lot of people that graduate from school, they don't even know, they still come back to come and do internship and they learn, even though they studied it in school. So studying this in school and having the practical experience are two very, very different things. So, but if you don't have these degrees that I mentioned here, no problem. You need to now prove your skills and experience. You can decide to build a strong portfolio, network with other professionals, and go for certificate courses. We have certificate programs in data science, data analytics that you can take. So apart from being so much engrossed in certificate, just like we have here in this part of the world, people are so interested in certificate and less interested in skill. Go for the skill because that's what you actually need. Okay, so what are these skills that we keep talking about? How do you start? How do you start for somebody that doesn't know his left from his right? What's the first thing that you start? Actually, there is a slide that is supposed to come before this, where I talked about Microsoft Excel. This is the slide that is supposed to come before that slide that you just saw, sorry. Microsoft Excel is where every data scientist or every data analyst starts from. This is my own personal recommendation. If you want to start learning, you want to start doing online courses, please start with Excel because Excel is used in every sphere of data analysis, every sphere. Excel is the #1 world spreadsheet software. So the Excel is used to store data, to clean data, to manipulate, to even pull into databases. That is where you start. Excel tops the list as a crucial tool. It's a straightforward language to learn, and every data analyst should be proficient in all aspects of Excel, from using formulas to creating pivot tables. That's what we call pivot table. When you start analyzing in Excel, you start seeing it. Any spreadsheet application will be useful, but Excel is the most widely used software. That's why for every data analysis training that you see, they always advertise the first thing you always see the most likely is Excel. Because without Excel, you can't even go to data visualization. So let me come back to this. Then when you are done with Excel, or you get to an intermediate level, Excel is very much advanced. It's like Excel is just like the Bible. The more you read, the more it is revealed unto you. So, but when you come up to a level, you can then choose to go and pick up one programming language. So data scientists is expected to spend time using programming languages to sort through, analyze large chunk of data. These are the programming languages you can go for. Now, let me tell us the difference between all of them. Yes, I need to mention that before this webinar has a certificate. It was agreed upon that people can be certified, but you have to pass through an assessment, just a short assessment. So before the end of this webinar, I'm going to post the link so you can answer the questions. So please listen attentively. You have Python, you have R, you have SAS, you have SQL. The difference between this, I'm going to tell you each of them and what they do, and their weaknesses and their strengths. If you want to learn Python, it's okay. If you want to learn R, it's okay. If you want to learn SAS, it's okay. If you want to learn SQL, they have different functions. Python is an all-purpose programming language. So if you choose to learn it, no problem. It's a bit simpler than R. R is a bit more sophisticated and they're tailored more into statistical analysis. But the two of them are free, so you don't pay for them. Python is open source, R is open source. SAS, unfortunately, is not open source. So maybe if you rank the programming languages that we use, it's usually these two that tops. Then SQL is a different programming language. It was written in low level language, such that it's easy, let me not say that it's easy, but it's not difficult to learn. SQL means structured query language. It's a language that we use to communicate with databases. So if in your place of work, if in your company, if in your organization, you guys store data in databases. You cannot communicate with that database except you know how to use SQL. SQL is not a software, it's a programming language. So it's a very, very, very good skill if you must interface with databases. You need it. We have PostgreSQL, we have MySQL, we have a whole lot of, we have Oracle, we have a whole lot of them. So you can go into that. It's a very important skill. Data visualization too. If you don't know how to visualize your data after your analysis, you have not done a good job. You know, when you present reports to people, they get bored if you don't present those reports. Data reports can be very boring if you're not a data person. So it is in your best interest to know how to visualize data. Put them on maps, put them on graphs, make them very, very, very attractive. So you have Tableau, you have Power BI, you have Excel. So I've mentioned Excel. Excel is a data visualization software too, in as much as it's a spreadsheet software. Tableau was built by Google. Power BI was built by Microsoft. Unfortunately, Tableau is not free, but Power BI is free. Power BI is open source. Power BI desktop is free, but Power BI service is not free. So if you want to start with a data visualization skill you can pick up, you can go with Power BI. They are very easy to learn. They don't require any programming, anything. Just do your charts and just know the graph that is used for a specific type of data and all. That's just what you need. Then now for those of you or for those of us that are into academic research, if you want to, because part of this training is developing a research career. If you want to go into academic research, you want to be a research analyst, somebody that analyzes research data, it is important you also get a qualitative data skill. What do I mean? There are types of data we call qualitative data. They are not easy to handle a bit. They don't have structure. They are a bit disorganized. Let me take, for example, if someone asks you, what do you feel about this event that's happening? Just express yourself. If I ask 20 of you that are in this call to say things about this event, people will say 20 things that are different, but may have similarities. So such type of data, the social media posts, images, text, we call them qualitative data. So many times they are a bit more difficult to handle, more than quantitative data. So these are the tools we usually use. We have NVivo, we have Atlas.ti, we have DDoS. Unfortunately, none of them are free. But you can always get the free version and learn. If you're into academic research, I repeat, one of these days, or in the course of your studies, you must come across qualitative data, and you will hit a brick wall if you don't at least know. It's not these tools that I'm listing, you should not know all of them. Just know one, or just develop capacity in one. It's okay. Then I've talked about Excel. Excel is a must for every data analyst. Every data journey begins with Excel. You learn how to impute data, you learn how to write formulas, you learn how to analyze, you learn how to visualize, how to write, how to clean. Excel is used extensively in data cleaning. You learn how to clean using Power Query and a whole lot of other things. Okay. Also, for you to be a very good data analyst, we're talking about developing a data career. So for you to be a very good data analyst, you must love statistics. You will not be able to do prediction analysis. You may not be able to associate variables. You'll not be able to associate outcomes if you don't love. I didn't say like, you will love statistics, because data science is 60% statistics, 20% programming, and 20% your domain knowledge. So these are tools that you can also make yourself abreast with. This is SPSS, is very popular. This is Stata. This is GraphPad Prism and then MATLAB. There are a whole lot of them. I wasn't able to list all of them here. But if you have capacity in one, it's okay. This one, it has it just uses just GUI. Many of us know it. If you're an undergraduate, if you've been through your final year research, whatever it is, and you've analyzed data at all, this is very popular. This one too is more advanced than this. It has a programming language GUI too. GraphPad Prism, unfortunately, is not very popular, but it is very sweet to use. It's simple. It's simpler than these two, but it is costly. MATLAB too, just one experience I've had with it. It's quite good. So you can go with any of them. Just one of them is okay, and develop your skill there, because by and large, you do a lot of statistics when you start analyzing data. So how do you begin? Let me imagine that you've started your journey, started learning skills, registering for certificate courses, watching YouTube videos, whichever way, and then how do you enter the data industry? You start with getting an entry-level job. Now, there are so many entry-level jobs that are available. You can even start with volunteering, because you get better as you analyze more data. That's how it works. You get better at it as you analyze more. The data you meet today and the one you meet tomorrow are not the same. Every data has its own challenge. So though there are so many paths to becoming a data scientist, you must start with an entry-level position. So you can start with positions. When you see positions that are advertised, data analyst, business intelligence, statistician, research analyst, a medical analyst, whatever, anything that has to do with data is basically the same principle everywhere. So, but you must start as an entry level. In the data world, is graded by, it's not graded by how many, it's not graded by how many tools you know. No, it is graded by your level of experience. From there, you can now work your way up towards becoming a data scientist, and you can expand your knowledge. Of course, you keep learning every day. Okay, so going ahead, as I said before when we started, I said it's usually good to start as a data analyst first before going to data science. Data science is a world of its own. That's where you meet AI. That's where you meet machine learning. That's where you meet a lot of predictions that we do. But the truth is that becoming a data scientist, whether analyst, whether scientist, it requires dedication and hard work. You should have a good understanding of mathematics. You should love statistics. I've mentioned it before. And be comfortable with learning programming languages and software applications. Additionally, you should be familiar with data visualization tools and be able to discuss your findings in a clear and concise manner. One of the things that some people that are good with analysis, they don't know how to present their findings. So it's not a good one. As you analyze your data, know that the people you are presenting the data are not as good as you. So they need to understand it in a layman's. Whenever I teach my students, I used to ask them, how do you explain this result in a layman's language? Because the person that that has the data or whatever is not as good as you. He's not thinking data. All he needs is, what does this mean? Interpret. So that is all part of your training. Now, how do you also move on? You have online courses. You have personal projects. You have data competitions. Please, when you see these courses, register for them. Let me mention here, if you are an undergraduate and you are still in school, I don't know the population of the demography of people that are here, but if you are an undergraduate, please, you have opportunities to learn on your own. You have time when you are in school. YouTube is there. You have opportunities. Put interest in these things. If you learn Excel, maybe Excel, Power BI, and an SQL when you are in school, you will likely get job faster when you just come out. It doesn't matter whether you've done NYSC, doesn't matter when nobody will ask you those things. And once you're able to do the job, you will get the pay. That's how the data world is not, whether it's a 5-year-old that is doing it, he will be paid what a 50-year-old man is being paid. It's only when you have the skill that you can command the amount that you'll be paid. And it is very wrong to start a scale looking at what will you be paid. No, nobody grows like that. As I said before, it starts with entry level, starts with personal project. One of the very good advantages of being a data scientist is that you can be on your own. You mustn't work for people. People can bring data for you, and you analyze. And whatever charge you want to charge, you give them. So it's an independent thing too. And then internships, entry-level jobs, and certification. There are standard data certifications, Google Data Analytics, Microsoft Data Analyst Associate, a whole lot of certifications. But I don't think none of them is free. So start with entry level first and then make money. And okay, I think Google Data Analyst certificate is free if you can apply for aid using on Coursera. They can give you some waiver and you do it free. So you can explore that option. I didn't want to bring in a lot into this slide. That's why you can't see it here. Now, let me switch to the other part of my webinar, the other part of the webinar this evening, developing a research career. Of course, research is tied to data. So that's why the two of them overlaps. Whatever we do, we tie it to data. Research is using evidence, using data to make postulations, to make conclusions. I don't know whether some of us have been involved in any type of research where you've collected data, you have to analyze it. So if you want to develop a research career, these are things you must do. You need to identify your interest and your goal. What is your background? If you trained, let me take for example, you trained as a nurse in school, you read nursing, you trained as a lawyer, you trained as an theater arts, whatever it is that you read in school, the research you will be doing is the one that is peculiar to your training. So that is your interest. In your training, what area do you want to step in? Are there areas that people are avoiding? Are there areas that people don't want to go? That is where you make most progress. So you start building your skills around that area. Research is not easy. Let me be honest with you. It needs a high level of dedication and commitment. But the truth is that most of the jobs that come every day I get them every day. Even yesterday I got some. Are always research. They will always ask for research experience. Research experience. Have you volunteered for? Have you been able to do this? Do you have a research experience? It's important. It's important. So you can enter into an intensive graduate program, an unpaid internship. This is how many of us started. Just we were volunteering, we were not after money. So you can take up an unpaid internship, a part-time job, volunteering opportunity, so that you can even understand, because these jobs you have to be taught first before you climb. And then the second thing, find a mentor and a network. Unfortunately, in the world of research, and it's not a place you can say, I taught myself. No, there's nothing like that. Somebody must mentor you. Somebody must show you how it is done. So you need to find a mentor and then a network. A mentor is someone who can guide you, advise you, and support you in your research journey. It can be a professor, it can be your lecturer in school, it can be that lecturer that you see that he does a lot of research. Go close to him. And if you are still a student, and learn. If you are doing your master's program or your PhD, whichever one you're doing, or you are working and you want to have a research career, please get a mentor. Because the experience cannot, you need to learn the experience. The experience is not something you watch on the video, you will learn from doing. And then is a network. A network is a group of people who can provide you with feedback, opportunities, and collaboration. There are opportunities in research. I wanted to get some research jobs and paste here, but I didn't have the time because of the numerous classes that I had. So go online, you see, just type research related jobs, 2024. You see plenty of them. And one of the things is that you can even have 2-3 jobs at the same time. They don't always need your 100% presence and your 100% commitment. They can be done remotely. And then market yourself. Market yourself. If you are an undergraduate or you just recently graduated, I don't know why you are not on LinkedIn. I don't know why your profile is not there. I don't know why you're not following people. You're not making contributions to people's interest. So nobody will know you except you market yourself. It's only you that will market yourself, not anybody else. Because the person that is hiring you and you that is being hired, you need to have understood your potential. You need to have understood what you want, the type of research you want to do. Research is not something you do as an individual. You do it as a group. And you, as I said before, you will always need a mentor. So that is it for this. If anyone has questions, you can ask me anything, anything. Thank you everyone for listening.
Wow. Thank you so much. I don't know whether I should call you bro now or whether I should call you a professor, sir, because he just taught us like a professor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe that even if nobody here raises up his hands to say I've learned, I feel me personally I've learned a lot. I really prayed that that we had a larger audience that got this knowledge tonight. And it's just few minutes. I was thinking you push it further, or it's just few minutes. And personally for me, I feel that we are just starting. We are still starting the engine. And surprisingly, you just switched off the just switched off the button. So, but in fact, I've learned a whole lot, and I believe that most of us have also learned a whole lot of things, from this brief discourse. Just as you said, I know so many persons may have questions, and I also believe that after this discourse, many persons will come into your DM, to ask some other questions. Our plea tonight, sir, is that please, you should please have a wide arms to embrace any of us that comes, please, sir. So we want to give an opportunity for us to ask questions. We wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if anybody have any question. You could just immediately unmute yourself, and our facilitator is here. He's ready to answer questions. We just have a few minutes to 9 p.m. So please, you
Yes.
Hello,
Thank you.
good
just
Thank
unmute, ask your question. Thank you so much.
Please go ahead, anybody.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Chisom.
Yes. Good evening, my brother.
Thank you for the wonderful lecture. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot from it. The question I have is just on, I would just want you to throw a little more light on differentiating between a data scientist and a data analyst.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's all.
Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Quickly. As I said before, the data career is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a journey. The two words are just well, me self as I am, I don't know what to call myself. Some say you're a data scientist. Some say anyone you call me, I'll answer. It is not a function of the name. It's a function of the skill and the tools that you know. And then your ability, if you can do modeling, if you can handle logistic regression, linear regression, do decision tree algorithm, handle, because we have 10 algorithms in machine learning. That's the first class in data science. So if you can use at least up to 5 of those algorithms and apply them to real life scenario, you're a data scientist. But to just say minus modeling, minus machine learning, minus AI, you just use your Excel, you use your SPSS, you use your Power BI, you are a data analyst. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that let me tell you the truth. In the practical field, it doesn't matter so much the tool that you use, because many of these tools can do what the other tool can do. The important thing is that when you are given data to analyze, were you able to analyze it properly according to the KPI, according to the specific objectives that were given to you, and were you able to interpret it? That's all. Many people care less about the tools that you eventually use, except when they say use this particular tool. So somebody that can handle machine learning algorithms, somebody that can handle unstructured data is a data scientist.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
It's okay. But you shouldn't start your journey. You shouldn't start your journey there. Start your journey with the simple data tools, and then you can pick it up from there. The truth is that many data science jobs are abroad. You can't find many of them in Nigeria. Because of the type of data we generate around here. We don't have so many social media platforms that are Nigerian owned. So at the end of the day, itself, you may not even, the jobs you may get will definitely be abroad. But what is around here, what you can find around here is the normal data, quantitative data that we generate every day. Yes, more questions. I expect people to ask questions.
Please, if you have some questions, yes, you can go on. Okay, go on.
Yes, I'll give you a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So you said that one of the ways to build a career as a data analyst or data scientist is by taking online courses and building our portfolio by getting certificates.
Yes.
So
Very
I just
important.
wanted to ask if you can recommend, like, for some of us, we don't know much about this. If you can recommend some courses that we should take, and maybe some people that we should follow, maybe people that are already good in the field, so that we know where we can start our journey from. Yes, sir.
What's your background?
Okay, sir, I'm an undergraduate. Yes,
What
still
are you
in school, but
studying?
I'm in the medical field. Human anatomy, sir.
Human anatomy. So you will likely analyze medical data, except you want to have
Yes,
a
sir.
career. Yes, you will likely analyze. So go to LinkedIn and follow medical health data analyst.
Okay, sir.
Yes, follow people. Just LinkedIn is a very broad platform. Type clinical data analyst, health data analyst. They will pop up, and follow them,
Okay, sir.
and you can see the things they share in their world, the opportunities they share. But beyond that, beyond just the following, I don't know how you are going to start now as an undergraduate. At those days, I started analyzing data in my 200 level. I met somebody that I submitted under for close to 4 years. He taught me one of the basic things I knew, and he put me through the very early. So if you will have a physical mentor, these mentors that you find online are just virtual mentors. They can not do much for you. You can't enter somebody's
Yes,
DM and you're asking for mentorship. No, you don't know the person. If you can find a physical class, if you have the money, you can pay for it. You can go for physical training. That's where to start. And then after going for physical trainings, you can then leverage on YouTube. You can leverage that. So many people you can follow online. Please, this is a self-development thing. Nobody will put you except you push yourself. The only time people will be interested in you is when they start seeing that you are good. When you are in your obscurity stage, when you are learning, when you're upskilling, you don't look beautiful. It's when you start becoming good, that people start talking to you. It is like that in every IT skill. Someone can just be learning programming for 3 years until he starts doing it and start becoming good. That's when we start knowing that he's a programmer. So take the pain, take the initiative. I assure you, that when you graduate, you won't look around for job. It's not possible.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And sir,
Welcome.
please, I also wanted to ask, as a beginner, is it a must like have a laptop? Can we work with our phones
No,
like
no, 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 no,
for a
no, no,
start?
no, no. You should have a laptop, please. What can your phone do?
Uh,
You should have at least get a laptop. Try. Get a laptop. How can
okay,
you
sir.
be how can you want to make progress in IT and you don't have a laptop? No, 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 no.
Okay, I just asked you for a start, but I hear you, sir. Okay, sir.
Well, it's okay.
Thank
You can
you.
be watching videos, but for practicals, for most of these software that I listed, can't work on your phone now. You can't be doing Excel on
Okay,
your phone. So try and get a PC.
okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Well done.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, do we
Okay,
have any other person
someone has
with
a
any
question
question?
online. Amaka said,
Okay.
can someone be grounded in these skills through online classes? Yes, Amaka, yes. I'm a product of 60% mentor. I have a lot of mentors. I have people I have submitted on that, and then 40% online. But don't if you can start learning online, no problem. But the physical mentorship, somebody needs to coach you, just like learning an instrument. So many people want to learn instrument and they go online. I doubt if you can make a lot of progress. I doubt, except you are you're a genius. But it's okay. Start online, at least understand some basic concepts, but a physical mentor will take, you know what a mentor does for you? A mentor cuts the journey for you, so it becomes shorter. If I tell you my experience with Excel, I tell you the important things to learn in Excel that you will need. If you go for a data interview, what will they ask you? These are things a mentor, YouTube will not do that for you. So online classes is okay, it's cheaper, no problem, you learn at your pace. But if you see a data opportunity and you can afford it, a data training, please pay and register. Victor Wakama is asking, please, sir, is data analyst restricted to just one niche? Can't I just be a data analyst in the medical field as well as analyze data in the engineering field, for example? Okay, Victor, I understand your question. You want to be everywhere. It's okay. Well, the difference is that you can. After all, last week I handled some data from, was it agriculture? No problem. But you will not interpret it well. The problem is not in the analysis. The problem is in the interpretation, your domain knowledge. Imagine an engineer analyzing clinical data. He can analyze, but can he relate it to real life? So that is the issue. That's why I said you'll be more comfortable. You'll do better when you analyze data from your domain area. It doesn't mean that as I can't analyze accounting data, economic data. No, I can. But when an economist sits down to interpret what I've analyzed, the interpretation will be different. So that's where the distinction is. Victor. Yes, any other question?
Okay, any other question?
I have one
Yes,
last
you can.
question.
Okay, ask,
Is that
don't worry. Yeah.
for persons who are already into data analysis, is there any website or any place you could recommend that they could get data they could work with just for practice?
Yes. If you're into, what tools do you use? What tools do you use currently?
SPSS,
Very
SPSS
good,
Excel.
very good. So you started with SPSS, right? It's a good start.
Yes, sir.
So go to Kaggle, Kaggle. Go to kaggle.com, go to Statistica.
Okay.
These are two places you can
Yes, sir.
find free data for practice.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Now, also, SPSS has many softwares have some embedded demo data that they come with. SPSS, if you go through, I don't know the version you are using, but I'm sure version 25 that I used to use those days has some demo data that comes with it. So you can actually play around with those data that comes inside it. Yeah, you can. Even R2 has it. Please, sir, what model of system can you suggest for a data analyst? Amaka. Well, Any laptop that can carry Excel now and basic, any laptop that is good, just get a good laptop. Core i3, Core i5 with a strong battery and a good processor, a good RAM, 4 gig RAM, 8 gig RAM. Yeah, it will serve you. Please, I will do all fields of study have their own data. Well, yes. Yes, if I give you a clinical data now, and you have not encountered it before, you won't know how to approach it. And then the interpretation, you won't know how to also interpret. You might analyze, you might attempt. It's the same analysis for all types of data, but you won't know how to properly interpret. So when I see data that was analyzed by somebody that is not his area, I know, because what the person will be saying will be off point. Any more questions? You can ask. I'm still here.
Okay, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
Concerning you talked about visualizing and interpreting data,
Yes.
where the difficulty in different fields lies in the interpretation. Do people outsource their visualization and interpretation to people in other fields? Like, let's say I got a job, I analyze data, but because it's not my field, I don't want to outsource the interpretation and the visualization to someone else in that field. Does it work that way?
So why are you doing the analysis in the first place? Why wouldn't the person do the whole thing? Well, I wouldn't. Okay. Are you okay? Let me assume that you're a data person, and then you are sent data that is not your field. I'm not saying that you can't analyze, you can't interpret. No. Tell the person that sent you the data to analyze to please give you what we call KPI, key performance indices, or specific objectives if it's a research data, so that you can analyze accordingly to the objectives. But somebody that is in that field can do a better job even if he doesn't have the objectives and the KPI, because that is what he is. So you can't send data to me and I'll source it to another person. No. I've done a lot of financial and stuff. What I would now do is I will go to read about it. If you send me an economic data now, you should predict this, predict that. I will go and read about that. Then read and know what you know, so that I can interpret it the way you want it. So you don't need to outsource. Data analysis is the place where you keep learning every day, because you can get all types of data from everywhere. People believe that you are good. So data can be sent for you from any field. So go and read and research so that you can interpret properly. Any more questions?
Okay. Thank you so much. Please, Okon Dubisi, you may help us to mute your microphone. Thank you so much. In fact, this is just, I don't know what to say. Professor Chisom, sir, permit me to add that title to you, sir. Thank you so much. When you are saying something, you said that you wouldn't know whether you'll be addressed as a data analyst or as a data scientist. Permit me to address you as a data guru, because in fact, you've really said a whole lot. So, brethren, before we log off, or before we come to a closure of to this meeting, I want to make a little input. Our facilitator said something that struck my mind. He said, while upscaling, you don't look good. So I want to encourage us. It is not just a day thing. It's not a 2-day stay. It may be a journey of 1 year or some months, depending on how fast you wish to learn. And every skill requires patience. So I encourage us to be patient, and while we wait for the produce. Secondly, also, he talked about having a laptop while trying to learn this skill. Since this year, we've been talking about so many skills. We've actually looked at the freelancing, we've looked at some freelancing sites, how to get some of these remote jobs. We've talked about writing compelling CVs and the rest. The truth is that you need a laptop for this. And we have a sure plug amongst us. We have a brother that has been supplying so many of us with laptop. If a laptop is 70,000 naira, he sells it at 70,000 naira at a dot. So, and that brother is our own brother, Brode Bukan Naman. He's based at Abuja. He has supplied so many of us laptops that we are using today. So if you need a laptop, do well to reach out to me and I will direct you to him. Also, the last thing that I want us to know is that this discourse is proudly brought to us by the MCF alumni body. And my prayer is that God in his infinite mercy will grow this community. That tomorrow, wherever you are, you say you are going to Sweden, you find somebody there that is doing well in his career. You say you are going to Germany, you are going to USA, you find an MCFI that is there that is doing well in his or her career. That is my prayer for us. Once more, Bro Chisom, Professor Chisom, sorry for that mistake. We want to say thank you. We just noticed that Zoom does not have, you know, that clapping emoji kind of that Google Meet has. If not, we would have, you know, given you, you know, tons of claps in this platform. You really do, you know, you really did well to this justice. Now, let me say this lastly before we all leave. We didn't pay our brother a dime. This is something that he charges in dollars to teach people. But he came here, he has taught us how to, you know, write compelling CVs, and now he is teaching us the second, you know, dish. You know, he's giving it to us. We didn't pay him a dime. He did this thing willingly, just for us to grow as an alumni body. So if you want further directions, he is here. You can chat him up immediately, and I believe that he will always respond to anyone that is from MCF Unizik chapter. God bless every one of us in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you for joining. I pray that we sleep well and have a good night's rest. Thank you so much.